New intro. So much love and appreciation to those of you who have been with me for the 2 year period plus that I've been doing this. Thank you for showing your love and support to the channel. And to anybody else who is brand new to the platform and you would like to support the channel, also you can do it by way of Patreon, Anchor, the clothing store, and also the shoe shop that is listed in the comment description below. And again, thank you to any and all of you guys who have been here to support this channel during the 2+ year period. I wouldn't be able to do what I do every single day without you. Police officers in California shot a black teenager in the back 2 times, but before paramedics arrived, they removed the bullets by hand. According to the Mercury News, the shooting took place on June 1st around 4 a.m. Hayward police officers were summoned to the reports of looting and possible gunfire at a CVS pharmacy. Police detained 2 men in a parked car. Other vehicles began leaving the parking lot. One was driven by a 17-year-old boy. According to authorities, he had driven directly towards police officer Samuel Tomlinson, who had been standing outside of his patrol car. Tomlinson fired his weapon initially at the car, thinking the vehicle might hit him. Officer Stephen Akasis also fired his gun because he believed, quote, his partner had either been shot or struck by the vehicle. The wounds in the back suggested that he was shot after passing the officer. The 17-year-old teenager's attorney stated, quote, it's barbaric, the way that they tried to minimize the harm they caused this young man. The officers, quote, took the bullets out and hauled him off to juvenile hall. It's completely inappropriate and unfortunate. It didn't cause more severe damage to him. And later, the attorney also posted proof of the shots in the teenager's back, which, of course, I will not show here. Pointer said that the Alameda County District's Attorney's Office dropped all charges against the teenager. A GoFundMe account was started for the teenager by his mother. This is what it stated. My 17-year-old son, who has never been in trouble with the law and is a great student who aspires to be a lawyer, was shot Monday by police officers in Hayward, California, 2 times in the back. They said the reason he was shot is because they believed he was a looter at a local CVS and thought he was going to harm them. Jermaine was in fact unarmed and had not been in the CVS or in any other store. This particular officer got out of his car and began to open fire at an SUV that my son was in, and 2 bullets struck him in the back. Once he was grabbed by police, he then told them that he was shot and bleeding. One officer still threw him to the ground and stuck his knee near where Jermaine had been shot. He told officers he was in pain, but they cuffed him, and one officer actually removed one of the bullets from my son's back and released him to the ambulance. To further update, we want to thank anyone and everyone who has donated or sent kind words. Jermaine went to the doctor yesterday and was told how lucky and blessed he was because if the bullet would have been deeper, it would have punctured his lungs. This tragic event will take a lot of therapy to ever get him even halfway back to normal. It's a shame looking at the GoFundMe, and this has been up for about maybe 6 or 7 months, and they only reached about 11K. This young man who was innocent, who police even acknowledged he was innocent because they first removed the 2 bullets because they are admitting wrongdoing because the young man was unarmed, nor was he trying to harm any of the cops that were directly on the scene as they tried to state. Then number 2, they then later dropped all the charges, everything that the police originally stated that happened. They dropped all of those charges. And then you have the doctors that stated that if those bullets would have been any deeper, you would have been looking at a completely different situation. And supernaturally, this young man can't even get people from across America to realize how wrong this situation is and to even help this GoFundMe even reach to the goal of just 15K. They're not even asking for an astronomical number. That's probably maybe even somewhat enough to even cover medical bills or maybe therapy that he might now have to take, because he's going to suffer from PTSD because he's a young black man who was already deemed as a criminal, deemed as guilty, right? Vilified for being a young black man driving at night, and then he was accosted and shot like a stray dog. And, you know, like I said before, it amazes me whenever I see other groups of people who, you know, have a GoFundMe and different things of that nature. It amazes me how supernaturally, like, let's say the same exact thing happened to somebody of a different type of color, a lesser hue, right? It's amazing the outpour of crying and support all across America that would happen. But because this is a young black man, and as we already know, if you are young and black, or just a black man in general in America, you are guilty before you are proven innocent. You still got a lot of people more than likely, well, I'm going to wait until all the facts are out, right? That's the classic mantra. That's the classic, you know, excuse that gets toted a lot of times. But as I stated before, you know, those individuals and a lot of people in America aren't going to understand or believe it up until it starts to happen to them and theirs ever so more frequently than it does to black people. And then when that happens, that's when you'll start to see feet moving and arms swinging and signs, you know, going up all over the place. And when people want to really start to, you know, protest and start to bring all of this to light, right? Because realistically, people don't care. This story is proof that people don't care unless what takes place is reflective of the people who are the majority of this country. And up until it starts to happen at that point, stories like this will stay exactly as they are, in their own time and in their own space, while the whole world and everybody else continues to dance and walk around it, or try to ignore it and act like it doesn't happen, or they want to treat it as if it's some extenuating circumstance, right? Maybe it was his clothing. Maybe it was, you know, what time it was at night. Maybe it was something he said. Maybe it was how he shifted the steering wheel, right? Maybe it was how he was looking at the cops, right? Maybe it was the rev of the engine or the smell of the gas or something in the wind, right? It's always something to make an innocent black man guilty, even if those things are beyond his control. Because whatever police perceive your child as being, that is not in your child's control. Your child could literally have on his whole, you know, graduation get up with his diploma, and they'll still say that he fits the description of somebody 80 miles away in a whole nother state of jurisdiction that just sat up there and robbed somebody from 10 years ago. Like I said, people don't understand. But soon enough, people will. The only thing that I ask of people here, anybody that can happen to hear my voice, because obviously on this channel, you know, the videos here don't get a lot of views. So if you have, you know, you could spare maybe $1 or whatever it is, I would ask that you go take that and, you know, you donate it to this GoFundMe so that they can get to that goal of 15K, so that this young man can get the therapy and whatever else that he needs in order to try to be the whole person that he was before police randomly and decided to deem him as a villain and a criminal and shoot him in the back 2 times. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I listed in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.